Hi there, this is Kate in the Nest and welcome to my channel. Spring is blooming and I'm working today on the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I always just go a little blank. I think of Sarah and Rachel and then that's a big set of words to get out. But we are all very excited, and here in Australia the spring is really starting to be more apparent, and we're feeling joyous. The sun is shining today. I've had a home day, so it means I can, um, you know, do some work, tidy up, do some domestics, but most of all be in my happy place. So the prompt that was revealed is the spring blooms, and we're going to work in my accordion journal today. But just before we got started, I wanted to get myself in the mood, and I have finished I should be calling it my spring bloom crochet bag that I've been working on just recently, and I absolutely love her, and she will be a basket that carries, well, she's already got things in her, but will remind me of spring and this particular time of the year. Oh, there's a crochet hook hanging out there, but spring colors, and I think they match perfectly with what I'm going to be working on with you in this session. So my other pages have been quite neutrally based, and I know I need to add some pops. This is my nest page, so I am going even bolder with spring blooms in the colorways that I love to use. In fact, I love using most colors. Hint, hint, some of you would know which colors I don't like using. It's not that I don't like them, they just don't come as naturally, and when I have to work, and we do need to work and challenge ourselves, it is just sometimes takes too long. So like that, I've whipped that basket up in no time because I literally couldn't stop. So what have I got here? I've got the background of my linen. I've got I've gone back to some collage, I suppose you would call it. I have been lucky enough to be gifted some things this week that have made my week very special. One of the pieces is, I don't want to waste all that actually. So these are the things we learn. We'll fix that up in a moment. So I laid this piece down first, which has been dyed. Then here's a piece of embroidery. I've also was given this beautiful tray cloth. I think there's more of these patterns, so I'm thinking that some of these absolutely beautiful florals belong in spring. I have also this doily that I picked up at Zoe's. Better just check that have I got everything right in terms of looking. Yep, I can take this off. It's just that those colours were making me smile. How are you going? Has it been a smiley week? A smiley day? Whatever you are doing, I'm just grateful and thankful that we can be making. I was going to trim that, but I know why. Okay, so where was I up to? I got these two little bits this week, and the other quite radical thing I did was to take my long straps off my largest vessel number 5, and I'm having all sorts of thoughts about what I'm going to do with that. But one of my subbies did say, and I'm very grateful, that I could use them as belly bands or strips in my paper journals, which I thought was a wonderful idea. However, even more than that, when I started thinking about spring, and this was in my nest today, I realized that it would go beautifully with this. There's not that much work on the back that I would lose. So I'm thinking that I may put that there. And this is the flower that I learnt with Pauline Franklin, and a bit of weaving. It's got purple in it and it goes with there. Now, a few of my new subbies are saying that they're very new to stitching and what we do, and I always say, well, I do it probably differently to a lot of others, but if you just go on the Journal of Stitchery playlist, you will find everything you need to know, including how to do sample stitches. Oh, that was right at the beginning. Now, could you believe it? Of course you could with Kate. I lost my needle, but that's okay. Something black under my nail there. Do a bit of a quick. And of course now the sun's going to go behind the cloud. So let's talk composition. I'm thinking, because this is all about blooms, I'm thinking some sunny flowers. Maybe this, and then we've got opportunity to do embroidery and other flower work, layer upon layer. But before we start that, I do want to rescue. All I've done is invisibly stitch this bit down and that bit down there. But if this is coming, I don't need to use all of this beautiful cotton up. So I'm going to take this bit down. I don't want to lose those seams because they add interest. So let's up here, beautiful lace. So how are you feeling about the prompt? Excited? I was watching Sarah. I started yesterday and finished today, and her beautiful bouquet of flowers, and I thought, oh, isn't that that's such a clever idea. The blooms are in the vase, and that's what we love showing. Okay, so I've got some pink in here. I found my favorite 4-ply. I think it's actually too long for me, even me. I think I looked up because I need to order some more, and I think this must be Fleur's. So I went on her website, and it looks like it's sold out. So that will be, might have to just live with my other pinks. Now what I'm going to do is just make a, I'll just check again, yeah. Make a line of running along the top, because for me that sort of borders the page and sets the mood and encloses it. My hands are in the way, I'm sorry. I feel like I've had such a busy week and the busyness has all been creative, although I did have to do some paperwork this morning, which I think I've got out of my way. Now I sort of had to nearly tie myself to my desk and say, Kate, you must do this, because I have a deadline of tomorrow. And then if you do it, you can then get creative again. So The reason you're seeing this now is because I'm rewarding myself. I also did some tidying up in my stitchy room, which is really just where I store all of my increasingly growing stash. I was saying the other day, isn't it funny that, you know, we start a new project and suddenly when we go to the op shops, we need to look at a completely different section that we would never have looked at before. Okay, so I quite like that little flower there, and I like, yes, I like that hanging outy bit because it sort of will relate back to the nest. So let's just, because I am going to leave this. I didn't know what a belly band was, but you can tuck things underneath it. So in my current little 3D phase, that might be useful. So I'm going to overstitch this because there's quite a few layers. There we go. Because that will secure it. Now instead of stitching this bit down, because I do want that little flower to tuck over, I'm just going to, I could do blanket stitch down there. That might be nice. Seeing I'm just looking at the blankets. This piece underneath it is thicker or wider, but I don't want to cut that off because that's the memory of the doll's quilt. Okay. And I don't know if I've told you yet, but straight after this, I'm going to start another crochet bag or basket, and I'm going to use these joyful colours that I love. And while I was just stitching then, I was looking at that and thinking, I need to find that piece, because you make fabric strips. And so it's a new excuse to actually not look for my little tiny embroidered pieces, but more so things that I've bought in bulk. I should have brought it down. Maybe I'll show you when I don't know whether I'll film the crochet bag or not. You'll have to let me know. In Vinny's the other day, I got so much Tilda fat. I didn't realize it was Tilda. I just liked the pattern. It was a huge bundle of fabric for $5, and it was just so heavy. And when I was sorting through my stash this morning, I realized it was Tilda, and my mum has loved using Tilda fabric in her quilting, so I've often bought her some for a present. Again, she uses different colours to the one that I've bought, but it was just a beautiful thing that made me smile, and also to rejoice at the bargain. Okay, so I need to put that down, but I'd like to put this bit of happiness here. I'm looking at that very bright pink there. Let's look in my little basket of joy. It's not a basket, it's my pouch. Ooh. And I've got blues as well. Okay. So this is a little bit of wool that Pauline, you know, when we did the workshop, she so graciously gave us little bits of the wool that we were working on, that we were using to bring home. So, for example, this over here is this particular shade. So I'm going to, I'm pinning with a needle for some reason, don't need that there. It's using a pin, because I don't want this flower to, oh, it's pretty thick under there. Now, one of the questions I've had is, how do I treat the edges of the pieces that I cut out from doilies and embroideries? And my style is I just leave them raw, but I know many others turn them in, and I think you can back them with particular products also to make that easier. Look at that pop of pink. Love, love. So all these variegated wools are from Little Woolly Makes. I'd ordered some myself, and then Pauline shares that she often runs workshops there, I think, and she gets her beautiful threads from there, and they stock so many different things, but these I think are their scrappy, they're called scrappy packs. So in a sec I'll show you the excitement I'm feeling as I see how this pink and purple is coming out. Oops. I've got a little bit of a pucker there, but we can make that be fixed. I'll just come back down over the top of that, make something of that purple. So one of the things I did this morning was, as I said, I was in the spare room that will now be called, I don't know what we'll call it, but it's got most of my fabrics in it and wools. I actually changed it around a bit and put my vintage quilt that I got in did I get that San Diego? Yes. And I am absolutely delighted with how it looks. It's just perfect. that end has come out again. So I'm not going to worry about that for the moment, because I think, can you see? I hope you can. So we've got these pops of pinks coming around. That's just the end, and I'll pick that up in another thread, and I'm going to do seed stitch, I think, just to cover, to fill in this little space underneath the flowers, because the colour is just so gorgeous. That there, one's looking like a little mini flower, so we could just pretend it was. Yes. And then let's do one here. Two little tiny flowers that I thought were going to be seed stitches have now become little open flowers. So we'll go up here now. And go down that thread. Let's see where we end up. I'll sort of see if I can go straightish, because I'm thinking this blue relates to the blue over there. Isn't it fun when you get to the embellishing part of it? You can just dream your dreams, follow your heart. Literally until the thread runs out. Here we go. I can snip that there now. All right. So good so far. So we'll think about what goes there, and when we do, I will anchor that. Now, where was that other little flower? See, that's going to grow onto there, and I'll pick, because this is, oh, where's Bertie? I left him somewhere. I'll put pink flower here. There's pink and then hot pink. So just, you know, sort of joining the story together, if you know what I mean. So to make sure that that fold is in the right spot. Yep. Like that. Okay. So that was fun to chat about, but where is my little missing yellow flower? Oh, we'll do something else. It's pretty too. Doesn't go. A heart I just found on the floor, but that doesn't go either. I am going to put some of my crochet flowers on though, so get ready for that, everybody. So look at this surprise. It's getting brighter and brighter. But I suppose that is the journey of spring when you think about it. I really want wanted to do that, but instead I have two more panels of this because I don't really want it, but these flowers, and the gifter said that she wanted to see these flowers because they will make there's so many flowers on each piece, so I'll keep some intact, and this one will be the harvest. I was even thinking that one of the panels might end up being like the book cover of this journal, because I'm thinking I'll put a hard look at that. And which other one do we like? I'm liking this one. I love them all. I'm just saying for this piece of work. You'll see these pop up on my quilt as well, which is proving to be very, very fun at the moment. I wonder whether I should leave those little blue dots on that one. Yes, I will. Okay. I know I'm going to put that other piece of this up there. So let us make a decision. Pucker pucker, which is not particularly good. So I might actually pull those pink ones out. Yeah, and we can easily fix that into the right position in a minute. Okay, just stand up so I can make a decision about where we put things. Maybe a bit of this lace down here. I like that blue, and I might tuck this under so that it will, like I do in journaling, it's layer upon layer, and then it comes out on the other side of the journal and gives you something to work with. Except that's going to be the lining. No, silly Kate. So I want that there, pin that. And the why behind that is it relates. We don't go to the absolute clear vinyl, and I can think more about our blooms. If I had that yellow one up there, it would help me feel more confident. I think we're going to hero this flower because that's got to be sewn down there. I can work some others there and put that one there. I'm just doing some thinking, and while I was there I found my mustard. I think we're going to go there with this one. Just my diagonals I'm thinking about because I've got the rows up high. Sew this down and have this flower peeking out toward there. Yep, and I'm going to use this pink again. Which do we put first? Which direction do we want the satin stitch to go in the center? Let's go up. I love these dots, so we can fill the garden with French knots. Okay. Let's just commit, and let's commit with the hot pink in the center to start with. It's beautiful linen, I can feel. Needles just sliding through. Oop! See these things happen. So excited that I didn't go through to the other fabric, because that's harder. We'll see if this one gets it. Yep. So adding the stitches to the existing French knots. Oh. I can't wait to do another one of these woven centers. I absolutely loved doing that. That was my first time I'd tried that. Okay, so I've got these stitches amongst the French dots, so it's just introducing the hot pink. And now let's go out here. I'm thinking we could make a pop of these with the pink, the petals. And I could go round them, or I could satin. I think they're going to fray a bit, so let's do a on top stitch. What would that be called? It can't be even because some bits I've left enough. I don't think it would be called a whip. Oh, it could be a whip stitch, but I want it straight on. A bit tough, but we'll persevere on this side. Because I want to use this same thread to anchor down this piece. So for the moment, I'm just going to come down here. Oops, it's a lot of layers. Look at that, the mustard was being taken for a little ride, I just noticed. Get that straight, still flower tuck overlock. Probably should look at it straight on. Yep. It's almost like with this one single prompt, Colourful Kate has returned and being unrestrained. Mind you, my nest and my 3D birdie weren't unrestrained, were they? Maybe just a bit kooky. Oh, I mean, weren't restrained. They were totally out there. Just find that sometimes I was going to ask you about that for you. Like, do you have days where you just want to switch a project up? Okay, let's go down there. Now, I've totally lost track of time. Yeah, because I'm having fun. And I hope you're having fun if you're stitching along. So that is enough, because we've still got time to do our to continue our spring blooms. Isn't it? Yeah. Okay, so for now, thank you so much for joining me. I've had fun. I wish you well as you work on your new prompt, and I'll see you soon, probably with my quilt and some other goodies. Okay, have a good one. Bye.